An influx of migrants surging the southern border thanks to Biden's immigration policies, or lack thereof. The state of Arizona filing a lawsuit against the administration's harmful agenda. For more on that and the threat of this growing crisis to border communities and beyond, Arizona's Attorney General Mark Brnovich joins us. Good evening, Attorney General.
Judge, thank you for having me on.
All right, it's great to have you on, Justice. I've been to Arizona many times. I haven't had the opportunity to meet you, but I am quite impressed with your lawsuit. You are suing the Biden administration on two grounds that I'm aware of. And number one is the ground that the president stopped the deportation of those ordered deported by the courts, and also to stop the ending of the public charge count, which requires essentially that immigrants have the ability to take care of themselves for a certain amount of time before they go on welfare. Tell us what your lawsuit entails.
Okay, the two tracks of litigation. One is what I call the Biden administration decriminalizing crossing the border. And that's essentially when he halted all deportations, there was literally about 1.2 million people in this country that were set to be deported. The Biden administration halted that, and that basically sent a message that, well, we're not going to enforce our border laws, even though USC, the federal code, requires that people be deported when they've been ordered deported. Second track of litigation deals with the public charge rule. And as you said, this basically means that if you are coming to this country, if you want to get a green card, you want to get citizenship, you have to show that you can financially support yourself. And so what the Biden administration has done is by revoking that rule and dropping the litigation that the Justice Department was involved in, is they have incentivized, I would argue, people coming over here. Because now, if you're coming here illegally, you're going to get free health care, free child care, free unemployment benefits. There's all these benefits that hardworking Americans paid their tax dollars to support this safety net. And now we're basically saying to people that don't have legal status, come on in here and get all these government benefits. I don't think it's fiscally responsible, and it's not fair to American taxpayers. And of course, it's created a humanitarian crisis on our border.
Well, and one of the things that is happening as we speak is that, the teachers union in San Diego, they're now saying we're not going back to school for the American kids, but this week we're headed to teach the migrant children in San Diego. I mean, the rights that are being afforded to the immigrants are unbelievable. But the question that I have is they're not being tested. So let's talk about the humanitarian issue for COVID and the fact that they're being sent into the interior of the United States. Do these local municipalities have any right to decide whether or not they come in buses or they're being flown in, whether they have the right to stay?
That's the big part of the problem, and that's why I have worked on numerous lawsuits trying to hold the Biden administration accountable, because it's not fair to taxpayers. And as you just alluded to, we have the mayor of Gila Bend, Arizona, just declared a state of emergency because literally you have Border Patrol, illegal immigrants being released into our communities with no coordination with local authorities, literally busloads, van loads of people. And those people aren't staying in Arizona. They are going to end up all over this country. And the second thing I think is so important to emphasize to people, regardless of what you think about immigration, make no mistake, I was a gang prosecutor. I worked at the Department of Justice. Every time someone crosses the border, they are paying the cartels. The cartels are making money. And so when we start throwing around these numbers, when we hear about 100,000 encounters in just February alone, think about that. If someone's paying, $3,500, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to get smuggled across the border, that is literally hundreds of millions of dollars to the cartels. The cartels are also, Judge, are using this as an opportunity to distract Border Patrol. And I've talked to the agents. They go to an area to apprehend people, to process people. That means they get out of the field, and literally the cartels are bringing drugs into this country. So this is a humanitarian crisis, It's a law enforcement crisis, and it's a national security crisis.
No question about it. Mark Brnovich, very impressive. Thanks so much for joining us on Justice. We'll see you on our next trip to Arizona.